Aditya, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, Priyog, please run that
Hello.
presentation. Yeah. Which has
Hello.
the
Am I
introduction.
audible?
I can hear you. Please run that presentation, the introduction part.
Hello.
Share your screen with the present. I can hear you. Share your screen with the presentation, which has got the introduction.
Hello and welcome everyone. Very good evening to all of you. My name is Suyog and I'm your host for the day. As you all know, today we've gathered here to discuss on the topic is how to build a career in full stack. So today we have over here Sanjay sir who will be conducting this webinar. I'm just gonna share my screen for everyone. Yes.
All right. So a very good evening to all of you on this Saturday evening for making this for the session on career full stack development. So today we have the esteemed speaker who will be guiding you through that how that full stack development will be all about, what all it takes to make your career in full stack. So this session is all about that will give you some guidance that what are the technologies if suppose somebody would be from a non-IT field or if you are from IT field if you want to make your career in full stack, so how to get a hold on these technologies. So this is how that session has been planned up, and after that we'll have a quick session in which I'll guide you through that what how you can get into the program that we are also offering, which will lead your career exceptionally well in that full stack development. So you please go to the next slide. So you go to the next slide, please. Aditya, can you hear me? Okay. So a quick brief about the speaker's profile. So we have today with us Professor Sanjay Jaswar. So he is the project mentor and professor at Aegis. So he has more than 10 plus, over 12 plus years of experience into full stack development. Over 12 plus years of experience. He has worked as a full stack developer over top-notch firms, and he will guide you through that what exactly it takes to be a full stack developer, and what are the skill sets are required, what are the industry's perspective out there, what are the expectations from the companies, from the candidates, if you are looking forward to make your career in full stack development. So without any further ado, I would request Professor Sanjay to come up and guide the candidates that what exactly for which we are gathered here today for how to make your career in full stack development. Thank you so much, guys.
Sanjay, your mic is mute.
Yeah, thank you, Ritin sir and Suyog.
Yes, you can hear you now. Yeah.
Uh, I welcome you all on behalf of Aegis and team. Uh, and today we will be talking on full stack development and more preferably the career options in your full stack development. So as Ritin sir has already introduced me, that I have been working as a full stack developer for past 12 years. I have been into training and worked on various domain as well. And first of all, I will give you a brief about myself, what I did. Basically, I did my BSc from Mumbai University. That was in physics. So yeah, it was from non-IT. You can say I was a graduate from non-IT stream. Then I did my MSc in physics as well. And till post graduation, I didn't have any much exposure to IT. But later on, I developed some interest in development, and then slowly I enrolled myself into various interests, that is into Java development and C programming, and slowly and steadily I learned everything. And it took me around 2 to 3 years to learn all basic things, because I was from very much non-IT background. So as compared to other colleagues, that is my friends, those who were in IT field, I took some time to upgrade things. But later on, when I started understanding about what is exactly the development, then I started learning faster, and then slowly I joined some companies, worked on some projects, and then slowly I started working on development, and later on as a full stack developer. And then I worked on few of the top companies as a consultant, and then gradually I was also interested in training. So I've been also training the students. So that was about my history, means how I started. And yes, of course, you can say that I was from non-IT background, but now you can say I am an IT professional, and I'm now working as a full stack developer as well as a trainer. So I have in fact given training to so many different, so many students, so many means new hires in the companies, and I've been guiding them throughout their career path, and also uh, help them to get to some promotion in their companies. So that was my experience. So as I can see here, the participants, there might be some participants who might be from non-IT background, from IT background as well. So this will definitely give you confidence, and that obviously you can also build your career in full stack development if you are not from IT background. So if you are not from IT background, so you don't have to worry exactly, you're in the right place, and you're with the right people with whom you are actually chatting with. Uh, Basically, when I say we are going to discuss about the full stack development, so here we are not exactly going to do some kind of a long presentation. I don't actually want to do a long presentation and bore you. Basically, it should be a two-way communication, and I want every participant here to basically come up with the questions, because there might be some questions in your mind, and you might be having some queries regarding to the full stack development. Not exactly full stack development, I know some of the students are still undecided where they want to exactly go after the graduation, whether they want to go into development or some of the field which is open apart from non-IT. But since you have seen that there is a lot of competition in the market and lot of job stagnancy as compared to non-IT, if you leave career options in IT, there is a lot of competition. I have seen that students from civil, mechanical, and other non-IT field are they really struggling to get the job, whereas the job in IT is so much that they are not able to fill those vacancies. So there is a huge gap in uh, means uh, hiring the candidates and and vacancies available. So that is why our aim was to conduct a kind of discussion with you all, and give you an awareness that how you can build your career in full stack development. And in fact, there are a lot of career options that you can choose when it comes to IT. It is not only about full stack development. There are other fields which Aegis is also providing you. We are expert. We have a lot of expertise in other areas of IT field as well. But full stack development is one of a career option that you can opt for. Now, what is exactly a full stack development, and why we need to learn the full stack development? So that's what we have to discuss here. So if you have any questions related to anything, you can either unmute yourself and ask us before we actually begin with our what is full stack development discussion, or you can simply put your queries in the message box. You're open to ask, because if you don't ask today, see, basically you have whatever query is there in your mind, you have to ask. If you don't ask it today, you might get the solution, but by the time you get the solution, it might be too late. So you should never keep any queries in you. Whatever is the question, you can please share with us, and if possible, if we have the answer, we'll definitely try to help you out. So please go ahead and put your queries. Yes. I can see some of friends joining here. Shubham, Satyen, Satish, Deepak. Yeah. If you have any queries before we start with our presentation, actually, I would definitely like to hear from you. What do you have any idea about your full stack development, or what you exactly want to know from us? Yes. Can you see any queries, Vignesh?
No, sir.
Yeah, no queries. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's actually begin our discussion on what is exactly a full stack development. I will give you a brief about what is exactly the full stack development. So for that, I will present you a small slide. So, so let's start. Okay. Now, when we talk about the career option in full stack development, first of all, what is full stack development? Before knowing the full stack development, we should know what is the meaning of technology stack. Now, when I say technology stack, so technology stack means it is a collection of relevant skill sets and tools to work on a project development. So whenever we are talking about the full stack development, no doubt we are talking about the development only. That is software development, project development, mobile application development, and lot of things which are related to your softwares and applications. So in IT field, you know, development is the most important field, and many a time software engineers, what they do, they develop softwares. So to develop a software or a project, we need some relevant skill sets and some tools which we use to develop this software. So basically, what is a technology stack? You can say it is a collection of those skill sets and tools. Okay. Now, what is full stack development? And to understand the full stack development, we need to understand this with an example. So what is a full stack development? So let's take an example of a website, okay, or a web application. Now, what is a website and what is a web application? So you might have used or encountered a lot of websites in your day life. You must be using so many different types of web applications and websites. For example, you must be using a website for your entertainment purpose, for watching movies, for songs and all those multimedia files. You might be using like your online movie stream, that's YouTube, for learning, watching videos, all those things. These are websites only. Okay, you have your social networking websites like your Facebook, Insta, and all those things. So that is also a kind of website. Similarly, you also have your websites like your online ticket booking and all those. So all those are ticket booking service, ticket booking websites, online booking, your online bill payment, online banking. Okay, all these are different types of websites which are available, and we use these websites in our day-to-day life. Similarly, there are web applications also. Now, what are web applications? Now, in if you go to some company or some organization or some small firm, you will see they are using different types of application on their browser. So that are called as a web application. Now that application can be used for generating bills like your hotels and all those things, or it might be an inventory management system where they will manage all their stocks, or it might be some ERP system in your college. You have seen, so all admission process and all those registration, online payment, everything, fees collection, everything that is handled through that portal, that is a web application. So there are different types of web application as per their categories and need. So there are website and there are web applications. So everything or every website and every web application, they run on browsers. So what is a website and what is web application? It is basically those applications that runs on the browser. So every website will have two important parts. One is your front end and one is your back end. Okay. So when you talk about the website or any application, there are always two parts involved in it. First is the front end and second is your back end. Okay. Now, what is a front end? Front end means what is there in front of you. What you see is called as a front end. Okay. So whenever you open any application or any website or any web page that loads on your web browser, like your Google Chrome or any Internet Explorer, that loads on your pages, what you see in front of you is called as a front end, because it is a user interface. So first of all, you have to design the front end. You have to develop the front end, because unless and until you design the front end, unless user interface, how we are going to show things to the user. So to communicate with the user, we have to design the front end. And to design the front end, you have to learn some technologies like your HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Okay. So HTML, CSS, JavaScript are the basic requirement when it comes to designing the front end. Okay. So with the help of your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, you are now designing the front end. Now, example I will give you, like your web, this is example of your web page. So this is a UI, this is a user interface, this is a front end, which is designed with the help of your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. This is your mobile application. But when we talk about the mobile application UI is different from your web application UI. So to design mobile application UI, you don't use HTML, JavaScript, or your CSS. Unless and until you are using your hybrid application, that is not the part of our discussion. So we will limit our discussion to only web application, because why web application is so important? Because maximum of the time when we are talking about the IT or IT related field, we are going to work on your web applications, websites. So very rarely in any companies, or because basically mobile applications are for end users. But when we talk about your big corporate office or your organization or any big or any company, most of the times you are going to work on your web application or web interfaces, and that is why we will limit our talk to web applications or web interface. But you can also say that even mobile has a UI. When you have mobile application, mobile also has a UI. Similarly, you can have desktop applications. What are desktop applications? Those applications that does not run on browsers, so you don't require browsers. They can directly run on your desktop, computer desktop. So there are three different types of UI now, but we will be discussing more on your website. So let's talk about our briefly discuss about what is front end technology. So as I told you, to design the front end, that is what you see, the designing part is done with your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. What is HTML? You can see in the diagram. HTML is like a structure, creating a structure. When you create a structure, it looks very much like a new constructed building. You can see here in an example, it is a very new constructed structure without any decoration or interior. So HTML is like creating a new architecture, new structure, and CSS is like providing the style to that structure. So when it comes to interior designing, everything, you can say it is like a CSS, style property. So CSS will give some look or style to that particular structure. And what is JavaScript? JavaScript is not very compulsory part, but it will be used to make your website more interactive. Now, something which is not interactive, something which is very interactive. What is interactive? Interactive means what? When it gives a different user experience to the user. That is, whenever you open the web page, you scroll down your web pages. Whenever you load another web page, you see different types of transition effects. Okay, you see a lot of scrolling images, or what lot of pop-up message, alert message. All those things are your interaction. That is interact. It makes the web page very interactive, and for that purpose, you can make use of your JavaScript. But JavaScript has evolved very much now. Now JavaScript is not only limited to your front end. We will discuss that. So basically, what you have to learn, you have to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to design the front end. And once you learn this technology, you become a front end developer. So that's very simple. To become a front end developer, you need to have good knowledge of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And to be more frank, not only simple HTML, CSS, JavaScript, there are a lot of now frameworks that you have to learn if you want to become a good front-end developer, and that you can gradually learn after you know what is basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So that is all about your front-end technology. Okay, now what is a back-end technology? When I say during the development, there might be a front-end and there is a front-end, but there is also a back-end. Now, what is a backend? So backend, you can say that whatever data, whatever information that you are showing in the front end, whatever you want to show in the front end, whatever data you want to update in the front end has to come from backend. So where the data comes from? So data is saved in your database. Data is saved in your database. All the data is fetched from the database. So database is a storage area in your server. So all your data will be saved in your database. All the data that will be updated will be in your database, and those information has to be shown on the front end. Okay, if the website is dynamic, what is dynamic website? When the website is going to update itself daily, when the information keeps on changing daily, okay, it updates itself. That is like your news portal. Okay, in your news portal, you see daily, every minute or every hour, the news is updated. So those information, those data has to come from backend. First, the data is saved in the backend, and then from the backend, it is reflected on the front end. So for that, you have to knowledge. You should have the knowledge of the backend. And what is backend? Again, I said it is a database. The knowledge of database, that is DBMS software, and also to fetch the data and to show the data on your front end, we need to learn the programming language. So when we say about the backend, we say about the programming language, and we talk about your DBMS software. Okay, so that is about your backend. So we have two important parts, as I told you, front end and back end. So altogether, we have either a developer can be a back-end developer or he can be a front-end developer. To become a front-end developer, as I told you, you need to learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and related frameworks. And to become a back-end developer, you have to learn DBMS software and also programming language. Now, there are a lot of programming language you can choose, and there are a lot of DBMS software you can choose. So it is up to you or up to your acceptance, or you can say up to your interest. Now, which language you are more comfortable with? But I will say, don't think that what you like you should do, because the situation today is very demanding. Now, it might be so that the company requires more of a Java developer or more of a Python developer. So why you will learn PHP and waste your time? So you should always look for the opportunities that are available. And today, maximum of the opportunities are available in your Java development, .NET development, and also in your Python development, and also to an extent PHP development. But not necessary you have to learn only one programming language. You can learn one programming language and you can also upgrade other programming language within no time. So you can learn programming language, you can learn DBMS. DBMS is also of two types, SQL and NoSQL DBMS. So you can choose any one of the combination or one or two combinations, and that is the front-end technology and the back-end technology. You should be sound in both, and then it will be, you will be completely called as your full stack developer. So now you understand what is a full stack development. So full stack development is actually working on the front end, working on the back end, knowing the knowledge of both, but you might be expert in one of the field. Okay, so it is like an all-rounder, but more specifically you can say all-rounder. One is a batting all-rounder and one is a bowling all-rounder. Means one who is very good batsman but he also knows to ball, or one who is very good bowler but he also knows to bat. Okay, so that is your like that is more likely a full stack developer. Okay, so till now whatever we have discussed, I hope this is clear to you. Any queries related to this, guys? If you have any query, please ask. See, don't keep the queries with you. Hello, anyone? Okay. So now, I think you don't have any query, or you might be hesitating to ask. If you are hesitating to speak on mic, you can simply put your queries in your chat box, because I know most of the students, though they might not be comfortable speaking with us, but you should actually be open to talk with us, because unless and until you don't talk with us, your query will not be solved. The purpose of the workshop or this particular webinar is not achieved. So I would say that either you unmute and talk with us, or you can simply post your message in the chat box. Okay, so let's move on to the next part. We'll quickly wind up this. So you know what is your full stack development. So knowledge of your front end and knowledge of your back end. Now, apart from front end and back end, there are some more important things that you should know. And what is that? That is development and operations. In short, it is called as DevOps. Now, what is DevOps? Now, in your IT field, you have seen that lot of culture, working culture is changing. That is, now development is not company and working on one particular place. Okay. Now, when we talk about development, now development can also be done remotely. That is, work from home culture is very much into the action. And also, you have heard about the cloud development. That is cloud servers. So when we say cloud development, that means what? Whatever tools that is required for development. Because when you say front end development, back end development, or full stack development, or I say you say development in general. So to develop something, you need some tools, you need some software development kit, and also your to work with database, you need DBMS software. But it is not necessary that all the software is available with you when you work from home or from remotely. So basically, all the tools, all the software, all the data storage that you do, or you use might be on the company's cloud server. And on your cloud server, you have to work by logging into your account. So you log in into your account and you work from home remotely or from any place you want. Okay. So development in team or development in individual, everything is on cloud. You can share the code on the cloud. You can use different types of DevOps tools to work remotely. So all these things comes under your development and operation. And for that development and operation, you have to learn some DevOps tools, wherein you develop things, you develop your software, and also at the same time you test it and you deploy it. Uh, and it is continuous process. Means development is not one single process. You keep on developing and you keep on testing and deployment. So that is all about your DevOps. So if you know what is front end, what is back end, along with your development and operation tools knowledge, every company can easily hire you. Okay, so you can easily become a full stack developer in real sense, and the chances of hiring you becomes more as compared to the normal developers. When I say normal developers, means those developers who have only the knowledge of front end, back end, but they don't have much knowledge about the DevOps, development and operations. The chances of getting jobs to those kind of students is less. I will not say it is negligible, but it is less because a company would always prefer a guy who knows everything. Okay, so that is why you should focus on all three aspects: front end, back end, and your development operations. So I think it is much clear to you now. If you have any query, please ask. And if you don't have any queries, I have some queries for you, because I know there are some most common questions which is asked normally to us as a fresher. Whenever I go to some seminar or any colleges or visit any colleges, most of the time students have these questions. So first question is very common question. Sir, I have done engineering in civil, mechanical, electrical, electronics. I am graduate in plain BSc, BCom, or BA. Can I learn the coding and become a full stack developer? So my answer is very much yes, because for learning develop coding, or to become a developer or full stack developer, it takes a very basic knowledge. That is when you start with the scratch. Okay, that is when you have to start with the zero, or at the very basic level. level. Only thing is that you need some logical thinking, some mathematical and logical thinking. I think everyone knows some very basic logic algorithms like your addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Then you have also studied very basic logical operation, decision making theories. Okay, basic statistics you know. So the basic mathematics, 9, 10, 12 mathematics, you have already done it. That's more than enough to start with your career as a developer, as a coder. And once you start coding, you can easily start learning small one technology at a time, and you can set your time, your goals, and you can achieve it. So that is where we are going to help you. I will say, to become a full stack developer, when you start with the beginning as a non coder, it maximum time you will take is a 9 months to 11 months with project. So within a period of 9 months to 11, you can easily learn full stack development. And I can assure you, if you have the interest, I can assure you, I can guarantee you can easily do it, because I myself is an example in front of you. I told you. Okay. So now let's try to understand what is the second question most of the students ask with me. I am already aware of the full stack development, but is it worth learning full stack development? So the second question is that yes, I have done. I am already aware of the full stack development. I know what is backend, what is front end development, but what is it worth to learn it? So that is also a good question, because yes, why we should learn full stack development, as I told you, and I will show you with the stats why you should choose this path if you really want to go into your IT field. So that we will see with the stats, and I will answer you with the stat. Third question is how much time it will take to become a full stack developer with a basic or a non-coder from a non-IT field. So as I told you, maximum it will be 11 months, but minimum it will be 9 months if you are starting with very basic level. And finally, what is the scope of full stack development? And both the questions I am going to answer with the stats in front of you. Now, if you see this is the stats for full stack development. Now here, if you see here, if you compare with the last year, the increase in the demand for full stack development is 35%. So it is almost 35% more compared to your last year. So full stack development, when I say full stack development, that is your front end developer, back end developer, DBMS developer, everything, and development and operation. So that is so much in demand. Now, only talking about the backend developer, it is 34%. For DevOps, it is 28%. For application developer, it is 26%. And front-end developer, it is 24%. So if you just take around all these first five categories, you can see a full stack developer is eligible for all these positions. I say it can be where he can work as a full stack developer. Of course, if he didn't get in, he can work as a backend, or he can work as a DevOps engineer. He can be working as an application developer, front-end developer, or he can also become a data scientist if he dedicate some more time, say 2-3 months more into the field of your machine learning and those things. So you can also opt for that also. So that will create a base for you if you learn Python and all those things. So that will create a base for those options also. But we are talking about your full stack development. So you can see with the stats only, there is so much increase in the demand. Now, secondly, if you search on the websites like your Naukri.com, if you search for full stack development job, you will see there are almost 119,000 full stack development vacancies. So this is not our statistics, as I'm telling you. This is the statistic. This is real-time data. If you search on the Naukri.com or timesjob.com and Monsters job, and you search for full stack developer, you will see that it is more than 1 lakh to 1,50,000, somewhere between that. So it is huge demand. It is huge in demand. So that is a motivation factor that why you should go for the full stack development. The second is your salary. Now, most important and most motivating factor is your salary. So how much a full stack developer is going to get the salary, average salary. So of course, when we compare with other countries, the average salary in India is for a beginner, it is 6,25,000. Okay, but if you go to the foreign countries like your Germany, UK, Canada, USA, and Australia, it is much higher compared to your Indian salary standards. Of course, it is applicable for every field, not only for IT field. The salary is high, but If you see, if only for your, if you see the stats of India, you will see that the salary beginning for a beginner 6.25 lakh is not a small amount. I think it is very much worth learning full stack development. And within an year of experience, that is, if you get an experience of 1 year, you can easily increase your salary to, or you can take your salary up to 12 to 15 lakhs. And we have observed this. So many students, we have trained them. They have been working as a full stack developer for past 2 years now, and they are drawing salary of around 20 to 25 lakhs, and even more in India itself. So you can see how much is the demand for full stack developer, and also salary wise and also stats wise. So these are the motivation factors you should go for your full stack development career. So I think uh, I'm almost done with our discussion. That is, what is full stack development and what are the career options and why you should go for it. And still, you have any query, please, guys, please come up with your queries. Please post your queries, and we are open to answer you. Thank you very much. Yes, sir. Ritin, sir, please, you can now share. Hello.
All right. How to make their career in full stack. So particularly what need to be done. So and just quickly guide you that what are the options.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear you, sir. So can you pardon, please, sir?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
So I'll click my screen. Please bear it is available. Can you see my screen now?
Hello.
My
Yeah, your voice is breaking, sir.
can you hear me now? Is it better?
Okay. I think
Hello,
you were
Professor,
asking
can you hear
what
me?
are the options? Yeah. Hello.
Can you hear me, Professor Sanjay? Is it
Yes, sir,
visible?
yes, sir, yes, sir, yes.
Can you hear me also?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, sir.
So this is the full stack development program. So I believe we have beautifully explained all the topics related to full stack development, what are the ways for the individuals to make their career in that industry.
Yes.
So I'm Ratan. I'll quickly walk you through that. What are the options available at Aegis that I think my internet is unstable. Let me again share my screen. Yeah. So a quick brief about Aegis. I was giving you the institution. So at Aegis, we started our journey in the year 2002 with the support of Bharti Airtel. That was a time when we started Asia's only master's program in telecom management. And almost 8 years back, we joined hands with IBM, the leaders in data science, cybersecurity, and we started offering Asia's only master's program in data science and cybersecurity as well. So, and there are other properties as well, like Data Science Congress, Aegis Ramble Award, you can look forward to. You will get to know that these are the platforms when we invite the whole world, the companies who are coming up with the So these are the programs I was discussing, the full stack development program, which is a full-time on-campus and live interactive mode of deliveries as well. And for which the quick duration, if I'll tell you, this is total 9 months in which the live interactive and on-campus models would be available, out of which there would be 3 months of, total 6 months of training, out of which 3 months will be for the front end and 3 months will be back end, and 3 months for your project development. And next batch, we are starting from 20th June, for which the applications are open. And any individuals who have got some any graduation, any discipline, these individuals are eligible for these programs. And the process would be the applications are open. Once we receive that, you need to go through the aptitude test, followed by the interview. So these are the quick highlights about the program. So it will be delivered by the best of the brains, the best of the experts.
Better you take over.
I think
Yep.
I have a very horrible internet connection. I think. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
So I'll
Yep.
just quickly.
You can just drop off. So better
sir.
you take off, right? Okay. Written is again and again loading. Better you take off and give the presentation. Okay.
So firstly, thank you so much, Sanjay sir, for sharing your knowledge with us today. I'm sure all the participants that have present with us have got to know a lot more about full stack development now. So just to wrap it off, I'll be giving you guys a short overview about Aegis and the
Wait a minute, Suyog. There is one question, I guess. Let's take that question.
Yeah, sir, sure.
It is from Deepak Verma, I guess. Okay. And also, yeah. So my question is that is it providing training on job or job? Okay. So, Ritin sir would be the better person to answer to this question, basically.
Sanjay sir, actually, Ritin sir is not there with us. He has some internet issues. So I'll take that question.
Okay.
Yeah. So Deepak, firstly, this is a training program followed by a job placement. So it's not directly a job placement. First, you will have to undergo a 9-month training and then your placements will happen. So I'll be just doing a short presentation now, wherein I'll be taking a whole summary of the program. In that, you'll get to know a little bit more about it in detail. And if still, if you have any questions or if the answer is not satisfied, you can just ask me once again. So I'll just start the presentation from the beginning, just sharing my screen. Yes, so is my screen visible? Hello? Hello?
Not yet. Your screen is not visible. Just share your screen.
Yes, sir. Yes. So let's just start off now. So firstly, a short introduction about Aegis. So Aegis was started in 2002. We started way back in 2002 with the support of Bharti Airtel to develop some cross-functional telecom leaders. And then almost about 8 years ago, in the year 2015, we joined hands with ABM to provide premium post-graduation programs in the field of business analytics, big data, cloud computing, and mobility. Now moving on towards the next slide. Yes. So now I'll talk about how you can apply for the postgraduate full stack development program. What is its structure? What are the eligibility criteria and everything? So as you can see my screen, it's totally a 9-month duration program and it is available in 2 modes. One is on-campus offline mode and one is live interactive online. So for those of you who want to, who prefer offline learning modes, you can visit the campus and you can take the offline program. And whereas who are not comfortable with offline mode, who are like staying far away or like who have maybe problems to attend the campus, for you all can join the live interactive program So it's going to be for a total duration of 9 months, and these 9 months are divided into 3, 3 and 3. So it's going to be a total of 6 months training followed by 3 months of project time. So in the first initial 3 months, as Sanjay sir has earlier explained, we will be covering front end. So the whole first 3 months will be dedicated towards front end and whatever technologies that come under front end, right from A to Z. From 4 months, then the next 3 months we'll be dedicating towards backend. So whatever technologies that happen to come under backend, we'll be dedicating time towards that and we'll be learning towards that. And in the final 3 months, you guys will be working on your projects and your portfolios, wherein you will be developing various projects and you will be showcasing them on your portfolios. And the commencement date for the program is 20th of June and August. If you are wishing to go for the on-campus, then the campus is in Mumbai. The eligibility criteria for the program is you either need to be a bachelor's degree or a master's degree holder. So it doesn't matter whether you're from an IT background or whether you're from a non-IT background. All that matters is whether you have an legal bachelor's degree or not. And the admission process is very simple, as you can see. Firstly, you'll have to go and fill up the online application, wherein you'll just have to fill out your little bit of personal details about yourself and a little bit about your educational details, followed by the AAT. AAT is the Aegis aptitude test, and it's going to be conducted in the coming month of May. That is 20th of May. So the 20th of May, there will be a short aptitude test that will be conducted. It's going to be for 30 to 40 minutes. If you perform well in the test, if you do well, then you will be promoted to round 2. Round 2 is admissions interview. So we'll be having a one-on-one interview with the candidate, and this interview is going to be conducted on 21st and on 23rd of May. So I'll just give you a short overview of the interview. So basically the interview is to know the candidate a little bit better. Like the candidate who is applying for the program, we just want to know what's the candidate's mindset about what exactly he wants, what exactly is he looking for, and how much knowledge does he have about the program. Obviously, we'll be there to help you, we'll be there to guide you on the program. But yeah, just to get to know the candidate and their mindset, we'll be conducting this interview. So based upon your performance in the aptitude test and based upon your performance in the interview, your selection will happen. If you manage to clear both, then you will be receiving the admissions offer letter. Now moving on to the next slide. So these are a few highlights of the program. First is the program will be taught by some best brains, some of the best faculties and industry experts who have a big industry experience. Second one, it is an applied PGP program. Third, real life projects and portfolio projects. So for those of you who will be choosing the offline mode and the classroom mode, you are getting access to real life projects and you will be getting a chance to build portfolio projects. Fourth, exposure to the art of Aegis labs virtual. Industry-led, totally industry-led, most comprehensive curriculum. As I earlier said, like whatever technologies that fall under front end and whatever technologies that fall under back end, everything will be covered along with the databases. No financial burden, pay after program. So this is one of the best highlights of the program, that it does not put financial burden on you, neither on your family. It's a pay after placement program, wherein you can pay the fees of this program after you have completed the program and after you've got the job. There will be a minimal registration fee that you will have to pay that after you get selected for the program, but rest, not to put the burden on you, we are giving you the flexibility to pay the fees after you finish the program and after you have your placement in hand. Then there is world-class LMS on cloud. LMS is the Learning Management Center. Now next we move on to Career Management Center. So Career Management is about how your placements will happen and how you'll be getting a job. So we'll be helping you with that as well. We'll be doing our best to upskill you and make you ready for the job market. Moving on. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you, Theo.
Yes, sir. I think so. There's some issue with my internet over here.
We can hear you. Go ahead. Okay. Meanwhile, Theo is fixing up. Deepak, your question is this training paid or not? So as Theo has said, Deepak, this training, the registration fees is 50,000 rupees and 1 lakh rupees is the fees, tuition fee, which you have to pay once you get the job. And job is minimum 3 lakh rupees. So the training duration is 6 to 9 months, right? And once you get the job, then only you have to pay the tuition fee. But you have to pay registration fee, which is a 50,000 rupees, so that you also have the skill in the game. This program is available in the both modes, on campus in Mumbai, in New Bombay, CBD Belapur, and online you can really attend from any part of the world. And the classes are typically 5 days a week, a whole day, right? So first half you'll have the 3 hours class, 2 to 3 hours class, and post lunch you'll have a lab work. And you will be doing roughly around 6 to 7 portfolio projects, so that you can demonstrate your skill to the recruiter. So you guys can apply today, and we will be conducting interviews on 19th of this month, 19th and 21st of this month. And once you apply, then your examination will be conducted, online aptitude test, and followed by an interview. Now we open for question answer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.
So Satish, Satyaveni, Shubham, any questions from your side? Anything you'll have in mind? Anything that is not understood? Maybe you all just want to reconfirm it. Yeah, Shubham, I see you've raised your hand. Tell me. Shubham, if you want, you can put your question in the chat box. Shubham, are you there? Okay, so Satish and Satyaveni, any questions from your side?
I think all these guys are done with the questions. If Theo, why don't you really write your email ID and phone number on chat, and these guys can really get in touch with you.
Yeah.
So Shubham, we postponed this aptitude test because we were getting requests. A lot of candidates, they are having their final year examination. So we have postponed this date for a one week time. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. Okay. Wish you good luck, and looking forward to see you if you join. Okay. Bye bye. Take care.